Hi, this is Ashley. It's Wednesday, June 22nd. I'm supposed to be out of here on the 14th. Um, I haven't heard from anybody regarding anything. My calls haven't been returned. I'm still hopeful about getting the job I interviewed for last week with the Women's Housing Collective. And one of the things I did suggest to the woman who was interviewing me, very nice. Again, I love that organization. It would be an honor to work there. That one way or another, there's got to be a way. There's a gap in services if you can get them, and I'm in that gap. There should be some sort of help for people who are older, don't have the physical capacity, or maybe even the emotional strength to pack up and get their stuff out of the home that they are losing or being evicted from. To lose a lifetime's worth of personal possessions, and it's not just my lifetimes, it's Sid's lifetime's worth of personal possessions and family history, and some of her history has like historic connections. When we moved here, it was because of stalker number 2, well, 2 or 3, depends on how you look at it. And we the other house at Glenmore was much bigger than this. We got rid of a lot of stuff. So over the years, we have sold, given away, donated more items. And the things we have left, we chose to keep. I've been wearing myself ragged and dealing with little Karen powwows out here. My friend, Mary Jo, my one friend, Mary Jo, who, bless her heart, I mean, she came over to help me and to take a load over to the storage unit. And as we were loading up the car, there was little gatherings around the parking lot. And of course, it was the first Karen, which we call a Kuntress, a couple other Karens, one specific that I identified, the one who was snooping around my house. I mean, if you know I have PTSD, why would you be sticking your face in my windows? Either to harass me, or you're just that stupid. As I have said again and again, I have no intentions of me being the person getting hurt. Ignite that fight or flight. It's akin to the person who feels they have some connection with the bear and the bear exhibit at the zoo. So they climb over that fence, essentially, poking the bear, and then wonder why the bears ripped their arm off. It's the bear that gets put down, not the idiot. So that has taken a good bit. And then you have people trying to make excuses for, she wants to pet your puppy, playing with the puppy. No. I've told this woman point blank, face to face, stay away from me. You're nothing but another Karen. Stay away. And she's got psychological issues to begin with. Anybody who's ever had any kind of interaction or dealing with her have experienced it. So it was really, can't tell you how much I appreciated that Mary Jo came over. And she was just, she couldn't believe, I mean, she witnessed what I deal with on a day-to-day basis with some of these people around here. As no wonder I don't feel safe, because I'll end up defending myself and I'll be the one who goes to jail. That's the way it goes these days here. And now you've got politicians and religious leaders calling for LGBTQ people to be killed. It's like freaking Nazi Germany. It, you know, again, I say I can pass for a straight white girl, but no, I'm not lying about who I am. I am true to self. And damn the torpedoes. Like I said, you don't live in any one place 5, 10, 15 or more years without other people in the neighborhood knowing who you are, what you're about. And I would like to also say, you know, this is not a virtual incident. This is real life. It is happening now. So when you walk away from your computer, your social media, your email, this still occurs. It's not a happy situation. It's not a made-up situation. It's real life. And, you know, the advent of social media, there's been a lot of research into this area, and to back up what I'm going to say, has really eroded social skills, human interaction, how we present ourselves. Because the thing with virtual reality, aside from it not being real, is that as humans, we only put our best face, or the face that we think best, or that we want to show others. They're not looking in our eyes when we are talking to them. They're not listening and getting the intonations, the body language. This is real freaking life. You don't have to like my lifestyle. I don't like it at the moment. But you know, this could be you. This could be your wife. Suppose your wife doesn't get her spousal benefits. And again, these idiots, like, you were only married the day before she died. That was one of 3 legal unions. Again, the first affidavit of domestic partnership was 2005, required by our lender, we were told, because it was federally backed, which we were happy to do, regardless of the fact Maryland did not recognize domestic partnership at that point. Then 2009, after Maryland did recognize domestic partnership, we had one drawn up, an affidavit. And then the day before she died, we did the regular marriage thing. We figured it's made to make an honest woman out of us. Oh, jeez, excuse me. And anyway, I'm just like so freaked. Like I said, I'm still applying for jobs. I'm still selling stuff. My other neighbor, who's smaller than me, has actually been over here a few times, and bless her, you know, the place is a wreck, and you know, I have my attention span, oh my Lord, it's so, like, I could be doing something right now, walk over, get something, maybe even just show you in this video, and totally forget what I've gone to the other side of the room for. And I've always been known for having, you know, excellent coping skills and problem solving skills, critical thinking skills. It's easy for me to see a given situation through different lenses or perspectives. I'm, well, extremely empathetic. And, you know, just to see the change in the average human being over just in the last 10 years is just, it's like, well, we're dealing with subhumans. Where's the compassion for people? I really need to find a place to stay, and I need money to hire people. I've talked to, excuse me, a couple of people who have like moving services from like 2 men in a truck who have been, their communication with me has been excellent. And to moving services, an old friend from, well, old friend's boyfriend from high school has a moving company. And then there's a moving company that I used to use when I referred my clients in real estate who are excellent. Got the one storage unit relatively organized. I believe I can fit everything in the two. I still need a little more organization, but you know, I'm barely 90 pounds. Normally I run about 112. And you know, I've got a list of conditions that put limits on how physical I can be. After the hydraulics gave out, I got that injury. I had to really learn how to move totally different. I was just a mess yesterday, and the stress is unbearable. I know Mary Jo was practically in tears when she was just seeing like my clothes being packed in suitcases, and I do wish I had a place to stay. No matter what, I do want that a mobile tiny home. I mean, if anybody has a trailer, like any kind of trailer that I could use to park out here to pack things in, that would help, because I have to take small boxes, put them into my Jeep. I put them in a larger box, and then I have to have another box when I get there to take them out, because I cannot lift big boxes or too much weight. Anybody has a trailer I can borrow or buy, but I have to pay you later. And it is the worst case scenario. I wasn't out on the 14th, so I don't see how I'm going to be getting any cash for keys. So now it's super critical. One of my neighbors did buy a piece of furniture. I've got everything marked down. I've got a lot of stuff sold on offer up because it could be local. But it's what's going on. It's not because I don't want to get my stuff out of here, not because I didn't want to get a job. The PTSD response that I have been dealing with since Parker was taken, that was a whole nother level of what I dealt with just the threat of him being removed. And a sweet dog. I want to see my dog. I need to see him in person. I do want him back. But if I felt he was in a better place and being loved and provided for in a way that I could not, I would leave him there. Yeah, I have this puppy. The puppy's not protecting me. The puppy is to help with my distractibility and to keep me on a routine. It's like boot camp. That's why I don't suggest anybody get a puppy if you're pushing 40. And the most unsnuggly puppy I've ever met. She really doesn't care about me. She'd be happy with anybody. He was nice to her and fed her. Where you knew Parker loved me. Anybody who saw him with me knew. I miss him so bad. I worry about him all the time. I wouldn't be in this position if not for these Karens. And of course, you know, I've got lots of emails. People seem to have changed their email a whole lot. So I have tried to send this link out to people I know, and asking to please share. Sharing is more important than you think. And I feel like my emails just aren't reaching people. And then they seem to be reaching a couple of people, maybe too many times. I'm sorry to annoy you if you happen to get an email from me asking you to share the fundraiser for my major life crisis. If I don't get some funds generated through this fundraiser, I'm going to be pushing a cart, walking the street. Maybe I will be, maybe I'll be ready for that federal retirement program. But
you just cannot imagine the stress. I mean, if any moment, knowing there could be a knock at the door. Plus, I don't have the cameras up. I got Karens crawling around my house, sitting out there. Again, thank God Mary Jo witnessed what I had to deal with on a day-to-day basis with some of these people. Granted, there's been a few of my neighbors that I could not and cannot thank enough. But people need to get a hobby or try experiencing a real life, not virtual life. So I've said this before, I had no intention of cultivating my virtual life, okay? I like real life. I like real experiences that me, myself, and I have. And I've never been one to just present the face that I think everybody wants to see. Sydney always said, Ashley will never throw a punch you don't see coming. And, you know, you can't present yourself as one thing and be another. That's where that punch comes from, because I'll call you on it. You know? It's just the depth of cruelty when it comes to these women, and Bernie Smith up at Animal Services since 1987. The depth of the cruelty is just so hard to believe, because it is a lie. Everything that they've said. And you know, there's a lot you can say about me. And I will own up to it. But no one, you'd be very hard pressed to find anyone who would use the word cruel or inhumane to describe me. You'd be hard pressed to find anyone who would say that I was a proven liar or a thief. Now, I quietly go about my business. I leave other people alone. I expect to be left alone too. If you have nothing nice to say, keep your mouth shut. Is how we grew up. You know, I believe no day is complete unless you do one good deed. Do some volunteer work, people. It's the best job you'll never get paid for. And I've had people say to me, what, you mean you don't get paid for doing that? That's why it's called volunteer. You know, you really do get more from giving of your time, your money, a good deed, one little good deed a day. If it's as simple as letting somebody merge, holding the door. And I have to tell you, this is probably gonna make me really cry. I ran to I was so wiped out from pushing myself so hard and then having to deal with the Karens. And I got up and I was just so bleary. Oh my God. And I ended up going up to the Walgreens at Joplin York Road. No, I'm sorry, Joplin York. At Taylor and Putty Hill. And they had Red Bull on sale. So there was like 3 for $7. I got 6, and I got a thing of chocolate, Reese's, because I didn't have any chocolate here, and I was really jonesing for it. It's like the top of my food pyramid. You'd think it would put some weight on me, but no. And I got a gift card from this study that I had mentioned in previous videos that I had the opportunity to make like $900. I didn't get it. My blood pressure was too high, so they wouldn't take me into the study, but did give me like a $50 gift card, and I was really hungry when I got out of there, so I stopped and got something to eat. I had a little bit of money left on the card, and I went up to the register, and I was like $8 and some change short, and you know, you feel kind of embarrassed, and you stand there, you're like, oh, well, I am broke, but it doesn't mean I'm any less. Not just as embarrassed. And I said to the girl at the register, thank God there wasn't a long line behind me. Well, I said, you can either cancel it out. I have to run to the car, try to find some money. And when I came back, God, this girl was such a sweetheart. I only had like $6. And I told her, take the candy out. And she asked me how much I was short. Or how much, she said, how much do you have? And I said, I have $6. So she put in like $2.49. She said not to worry about it. She would pay for it. And that kindness just tears me up because she's a truly good soul, young African-American girl. And the problems they're having with freaking white people, God, trust me, I'm not liking white people that much myself these days. Because all my problems, they're white people. So she paid for it. She took that money out of her own pocket to pay for it. And you know, it's one of the kindest things anyone has done for me in a very long time. Bless that girl. I don't want to say her name. I don't want her to get in trouble. But I won't forget that I do pay things forward. This sweet girl. She didn't know me from Adam. And a little thing like that, I walk out of there with tears because of the kindness. Oh, I'm sorry, I digress. And I don't mean to cry. I hate crying, I guess. There are no services that I can get to help me. And I am in such a desperate situation. I'm afraid to look at my account. I had to cancel the insurance that I pay for. I had long-term and short-term I'd been carrying. And I went to apply for the short-term when I got laid off because of COVID. And I paid for them for years. I had to now cancel them, but I never get a chance to use them. So, you know, because I can't keep on task because of the PTSD and the ADHD. It's been horrible. But that girl, was so kind. And I told her I will pay her back. I don't forget. And I don't forget. I don't forget a thing. At least the important things. Anyway, that's my update for now. I'm not shaking as bad as I was the last few days, thank God. But I'm on edge. I'm nervous. I'm going to try and take a shower. I thought the shower I was taking the other day would be my last. I just got to rinse off. I'm afraid somebody's going to bust through the door. And I just want to be able to get my stuff out into the storage. I'd love to have a place to stay, but even a motel, because it is summer, and it's one thing to be living out of a vehicle with a dog. But, you know, I have the 2 cats, and little Zelda will have to be put down soon. And Cody's not going to last long after she goes, because he took such a hit when Parker was taken. That poor cat, both of them. Little Zelda went downhill fast, and Cody was so depressed. It's heart-wrenching. Cody likes dogs. He's been playing with the neighbor's dog, Tink, the puppy that was puppy friends with mine, and I'm laying next to him. I tried to get a picture the other day. They were laying like on the bed, touching butt to butt. It was so sweet. He used to snuggle with Parker. And he snuggled with Isis, the dog, before Parker. Anyway, again, I know times are hard for everybody. This is hard. This is very hard. You know, if you need any kind of furniture, from kitchenwares, housewares, shelving, stereos, I might have it. Maybe we can work something out. I've got stuff listed for pennies on the dollar, down to like a third of what one would normally get. And I have writing. I've been writing for years. I still have so much of it here. I got the trunks out. There's another trunk up in the attic I can't lift. And enough of me sobbing over here. I appreciate you sharing. If you could even afford $10 every 10 adds up. And you know, this what I'm going through needs to get out there because when I say, you know, most people would probably have long done hung themselves with all of the stress. It's true. I mean, you know, I'm shaky most of the time. It's not good on my body. I'm not going to hurt myself. Oh, I won't do that because I do believe that is the big sin. You know, unless you have like some kind of terminal diagnosis of some wretched disease like Lou Gehrig's or something, no, I'll suffer through it. But, you know, some days I just wish I would disintegrate. I have to go through this. And I'm thinking about families. It must be really nice to have one. I never really have. I raised myself. It didn't turn out too bad. I didn't do too bad of a job. You know, I listen. I'm compassionate. I'll help anybody if they ask. I'm a good resource. I'm a very good friend to people. I don't expect the same, you know. But when people say, oh, I can't imagine. I think we need to stop telling other people who are going through certain crises that we cannot imagine, because you're right, you can't. Instead, ask, how does it make you feel? Keep the words I can't imagine out of it, because it basically lets you off the hook and you're allowed to walk away and forget about it as if it was a virtual event, but it's real. You know, there but by the grace. That could be your wife. This could be you. I'll pay you back. Just let me know. Anyway, I hope everybody had a good weekend. And my wish for y'all is to get out and have real experiences, not virtual. Be true to yourself. Don't present some mask, some way you want people to see you. Let them know who you really are. You'd be surprised, warts and all. Anyway, thank you. And please share. If anybody, again, has a trailer that I could use for a few days or so, because I could slowly but surely be loading stuff. And if I had the money, I would have a trailer or a van out there. Or if you could help, my one neighbor who you know, she's come over and she's helped me pack stuff. She helped me take a load or two to the storage. And because, you know, aside from the PTSD and the ADHD, again, I have physical conditions. I can more than qualify for disability. I just don't want disability. I want to work. I'm also open to, you know, maybe a reduction in rent exchange for tasks or work, or help if you're older and living alone and lack companionship. I've been told I'm pretty funny and entertaining. I'm a good cook, handy around the house, resourceful. I'm open to all kinds of situations. I'm open to your suggestions. I'm just so freaked. I just don't know. I can't believe this is how things are. Of course, I haven't heard nothing from my brother. I know he knows, because I sent him the link to the fundraiser. And this is a guy that throughout our lifetime, when we were younger, we did not get along, thanks to our evil one, the bio mother. But I still helped him out. I helped him out a few times. And, well, that's one of the ways that we ended up in court, because I helped him out the last time. I let him move into my last house not long after I got it. And long story short, he ended up, disregarding our agreement and marked me for some money, so I had to take him to court. And he's like such a white supremacist. Yeah, I can't trust him. But when he was losing his house and moving from Maryland, Sydney and I were there. We helped him. We cleaned his house out. We sold stuff. We were there to help him. He's a big guy. This place could be cleaned out, except for the big stuff. I mean, I can help lift. I mean, yeah, we'll pay for it, but pay for it with physically being down for the count. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try and give another update within 24 hours. And again, stay safe. Please share this link for my fundraiser. Have a good one.